All right, ladies and gentlemen, Handyman back again. What we're doing today is working on this Scag, doing a head gasket replacement for primarily the driver's side. But like I said, everything's tied together. If you see there, the intake manifold as well as the exhaust is tied together on both cylinders, so we might as well replace everything and at one time. That way we don't have to go back, brake seals are loose, this, that, and the other, and you know, we just do everything in one time, put all new gaskets, everything on it. That way everything's still up tight and the top end will be done unless something catastrophic or whatever happens, you know what I mean? But like I said, the issue when I'm having is cold start. It starts up pretty good. Like I said, you might get some smoke here and there sometimes. Like I said, once it warms up and get to going and getting it cut and shut it off, it's kind of a little harder to start the more you use it during the day. So that's the conclusion I came to. I kind of had this issue on another mower before. It really wouldn't stay running. It was a one cylinder, so it didn't, you know, too much affect this. This is a twin cylinder, so it'll pretty much run off one cylinder. But yeah, that's what we got going on right now, trying to make sure it's nothing out of miss. You can see I pretty much broken everything down and loosened a few things up, took the whole rear end off right there, because like I said, I also got a that bottom crank seal. We've already done the upper crank seal in another video, so we got that out the way. Like I said, now it's time to do these head gaskets and intake manifold gaskets, exhaust manifold gaskets is what we're gonna work on today. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on that and show you what I guess is necessary to be done. So pretty much got everything set up, just a little bit, and we're gonna show you what we got to do. Like I said, we primarily got everything out the way. We're gonna take all that off as one assembly. We've got a couple of zip ties on here, so we're gonna snip those loose on each side, and that wire and everything should be, you know, out of the way. This green wire here is hooked to the bottom, as we can see on the carburetor. It's plastic. We got that broke loose. We're gonna take that, pay attention to the route, everything it was running, and pull that up through there. Also set that good and out your way. We can put that bolt back on there for right now, because all that's gonna come off, like I said, is one assembly. We can take this hose off. See, we already slid the clamp back on there. All your carburetor stuff disconnected. We've got two linkages on this side. One goes to your governor. We can unhook that and just, you know, push it back out the way. This other one is hooked to this assembly here, which is your actual throttle, choke, all that assembly. We've started breaking that loose. So we'll take that side loose, take this bolt. Got two 10mm bolts. Drop those in there for right now, and be extra careful with everything, paying attention. We've also got a spring back there, so you're gonna have to kind of finagle that spring loose and take all that stuff out your way, and you can leave that off to the side. Now you pretty much got access to everything you need, everything disconnected. You can go ahead and take your intake manifold bolts off the top. And like I said, I think I got them already cracked loose, so that's all you want to do. You don't want to really have to take off nothing that's unnecessary. Got those bolts in the bottom. Matter of fact, until we know what's going on, let's just screw those back in so we'll keep up with them. I got a box in the back that behind me, I mean, with all my parts and stuff in it that I guess need to be out the way, but stuff like this that I can put right back in the spot, and that's not gonna affect anything. We can do that just to keep up with everything. Got that one off, and I also like to keep side specific, so I just put that one right there for this second. this one there for this second. And like I said, I put these two right there for this second. We got a rubber mallet and just bump slightly. See that bump loose like that. See if it'll save the gaskets. If you were to, you know, try to reuse a gasket, I see that one's kind of turning a little bit, but that's what you would do to kind of, I guess, shock it or loose to kind of save your gaskets. That one right there, that's why I went on and got them, because like I said, you never know. We got that on out the way. Like I said, put this in my little box with all my other parts, stuff out the way. Finna grab a rag or two in just a second and get those out of there. But while I do that, because we can pause in a minute, because that's pretty much the gist of it. But you gotta go here and take your valve cover off, because I guess we're gonna do one side at a time in the help time everything to make sure everything is right. If you don't know specs, this, that, and the other, this is a little method that you can use right there. That gasket's good, so just be careful, keep that stuff out the way. And you see it's got a load on that one right there. That one doesn't have a load on it. If you don't know what cylinders, number one, number two, or whatever, it really doesn't matter. They operate pretty much the same thing. What you want to do is find the intake valve and the exhaust, and they're gonna always be closest to it. This was your intake for your fuel here coming in, so this would be your intake, and this would be your exhaust. This is closest to your exhaust right there. Now what we want to do is put this on the compression stroke on this cylinder, and then we can get our I guess filler gauge and put in there and see what the tolerance is, and then we can set it back when we get ready to set everything back. So what we can do is spin this by hand, and looking at this, the fan blades, let's see, everything's out the way. Boom, 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 just double check. Everything's out the way. We didn't disconnect the battery, but let's see, double check. Just a bump. So it's going to turn in that way, so that's what we'll do. Like I said, it's got a little slack on it now. That one's tightening up. 4-stroke, so let's see what's going on. Turn that, and you'll see the exhaust stroke is pushing down on the exhaust valve. So what it's doing is releasing the compression fuel, the burst, the fire flame, everything out of your exhaust. So as that's going to open up, once that comes back up to close, then it should be at top dead center. And this one right here get ready to open and suck in and intake fuel from that side. Well, no, I'm sorry, you're going to want to be on a compression stroke, so you're going to do that. It's up. As soon as that one comes up, this one's going to start to go down and take in fuel. And see, it's going down. Once that starts to come back up, then you'll be on your compression stroke, getting ready for the cylinder to fire. And you'll come all the way up until that stops and relaxes. And you can also take your spark plug out and check it with a you know, a wooden dowel or something to see when it's at top dead center. But you get the gist of it. We're pretty much right there. Like I said, we'll double check. See that collapse right there, and we've got the slack. So we pretty much at top dead center right there on the compression stroke. So at this point is where we can start to disassemble everything and take it down, and then once you go back, everything will be set. You can put your filler gauge in and you know, check those and get them back the same, and you'll be ready to rock and roll. So with that, we're gonna end this right here. Of course, I'm looking at here, I don't have my air. Let me spray it out right quick. Just want to give y'all guys a heads up on what kind of, I didn't even press it, just let the air blow that out. And yeah, it's an Allen wrench for the inside, so just giving you a heads up, but that's what you'll need. The other bolts on there are 12 millimeter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is what you're gonna have to take off after you take this exhaust system off. So I'm gonna take this off and then take those, loosen all this stuff up right here and take those 5 bolts off, and everything should come out. Make sure your push rods, like I said, you can loosen this up. You don't have to take the rocker arms all the way off, just enough to get your push rod out and out the way, and remember which side they come out of. Put everything back the same way. So with that, we're gonna end it right there. And we'll be with y'all guys back in a minute when we get everything cleaned up and ready to go back together. Thanks.